What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unfiltered After Dark. It's me, Robinson, here with Raider Rich. I'm just gonna sit here, kick it, chill, invite everybody to pull up, talk about what's going on.
What's happening, Phil?
And G, what's happening, Rich? How are you?
Just another day, another nickel. Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better.
Couldn't be better. I see you all raided up over there, mustache
Right,
looking
right.
sweet.
You still giving me problems on that, right?
Pull up, fam. Link is in the top of the chat. What's going on, Kev?
What's up, Kev?
Michael, D, everybody, what's happening? So this game against the Chiefs. It would be easy to take the low hanging fruit and be pessimistic about this, Rich, and be down on the Raiders. But the challenge in this is to figure out how do they win. Do I believe that they can win with Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota? I think a combination of the two at this point would be better than one or the other. What do you think about that?
I agree. Especially around, I would say from anywhere from the 25 to 30 yard line. Going, to score. I would be thinking of putting in Marcus Mariota. I believe you can use Derek Carr between the 20s, and as soon as you get anywhere close, should probably start using Marcus Mariota. Run options. I would like to see him pass the ball and them actually pull Derek Carr off the field and start utilizing more receivers out there so he can have better options to throw the ball.
Uh, uh, Definitely. And I don't think necessarily that they need better options. I think they just need to utilize what they have. They're activating Tyron Johnson to the active roster, and I think that that's going to make a huge difference for them. I know that Deshaun has his plays and he runs his crossing routes and whatnot, but adding another speed dimension, another speed element to this offense is only going to help get better spacing throughout this entire field.
Yes.
Not having Darren Waller is going to force Carr to look other places rather than just key in on one guy the whole time. Although history has shown that if he'll leave Waller and go directly to Renfro, and while that's
100 yard
always
game.
yeah, while that's always a good thing, and I never hate on Renfro, there are times when Renfro's get open for bigger chunks, but Renfro's getting stuck getting all the dirty work instead of the easy work. And a lot of people know about Hunter Renfro, but there's still even more that are sleeping on him. Hunter Renfro's a dog and criminally underrated.
Pound for pound, one of the best players on this team, and there's no. I mean, Darren Wall is a close second. The man does it all. He catches the ball. I'm waiting for him to start throwing the ball to himself. This is how talented this man is, and he's just slept on.
Because he's the little doofy looking white kid. I mean, we can call it what it is.
It is what it is.
Is what it is. Guy that's embarrassing their team so bad they want to hurt him because he's just running around making them look silly.
Looks silly.
Look silly. But yeah, and another guy that they're getting back from the injured list is my guy, the goon up Darius Phylon. I love this. I love everything about this guy. And honestly, the attitude and the goon mentality that he brings to the defensive line is what you're not getting from these big, tough, nice guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Part of being being a defender is being a bad, nasty dude, a dude that just everybody's like, man, don't mess with this dude. They're like, this dude is bad news.
Right. Right. Oh yeah. Getting somebody with some swagger rather than a big ass teddy bear is always something good. I think Phylon is gonna, especially on obvious passing downs and third downs. I I'm waiting for him to be able to get home and get some sacks.
or push that and collapse the pocket. I want to see what they need to do. Need to get heat up on Mahomes, and it would be best to get it coming up the middle for him. The pass protection for the Chiefs has been much better than it was earlier this year, but I still think that the Raiders should be able, without the Chiefs being allowed to hold every play, the Raiders should be able to get some pressure on Mahomes, especially with Fallon and a combination of him and Solomon Thomas and all of the mixture of the defensive line that was working so well early in the season.
Yeah, I agree with you. Um, I'm kind of happy we're getting Trayvon Mullen back. Let's be honest. You know, somebody who can make them pay for trying to pick on him. I know a lot of the Raider Nation is very high on him. I think he has one flag this year, so I'm actually kind of high on him, and I think he's going to make a big difference in the passing game. I think he's going to get one for us.
You think he's going to get one for us?
Yes, sir. No doubt about it. You know me, I'm a huge Trayvon Mullen fan. I think he can get it done. You know, does he have problems sometimes getting a little handsy?
Mm-hmm.
But he's only got one flag this year, and I think he's giving up with the lowest passer rating on the team. So I think having him back is going to solidify that secondary, even if they are running cover three.
Oh, without a doubt. Anytime you can get one of your starting corners back, you're playing with house money. I mean, you got the most you were going to get out of Brandon Faxon. Um, Rob, it was what it was with Robertson. I mean, he went out there, he gave it his all, but he got physical limitations. I mean, you can't have small corners in this league.
Getting
They
mossed.
they don't have they
Number
don't have
two.
the rest of the defense that goes around that to play that
Right,
way. And you've got Nate Hobbs has been a godsend, but adding your number two guy, the guy that you drafted to be one of your guys, is only going to help the pass defense. Now,
right.
is it going to be enough against the Chiefs? That remains to be seen, but it's definitely a shot in the arm and helps.
Not only that, but his familiarity with the Chiefs because he knows what they're going to do against him. I mean, he's no spring chicken. I mean, he faces them twice a year. I know Trayvon Mullen wants to get one on them. I know he wants to win. I know he's gonna do whatever it takes, and I also know that he's he's familiar enough to know when he should play his cover three, maybe jump a route. I mean, he's seen enough to be able to to go over there and take one from him.
Hmm.
From Mahomes. Excuse me.
No, definitely, he definitely has, and it's interesting in terms of having a chess match between what we've seen from the Raiders, and what they'll now be able to do, because we don't know what exactly they were doing for coverages, or more importantly, what they weren't doing because he wasn't there. Now, a lot of simplistic coverage that we may be giving Gus Bradley a ton of shit for is probably because with the guys that he had to work with. I mean, let's be real. When you learn to cover three as a base defense in Pop Warner, that's
Right.
just the way they set it up, just to bring extra men in the box. So you know how to play cover three and stay on your side of the field from an early age. Anybody can play that, because if you can't play cover three, you don't belong out there on a professional football field. Period.
Right. Um, exactly. I think it's also going to free up the linebackers to be a little faster. I think we're going to have what we should be having Javin White up too, right?
Yes, sir. Javin White is back,
Speed,
and
speed.
Will Compton was added to the active roster.
Yeah, he's probably going to play a lot of special teams. So we're probably looking at what White and Diablo most of the game.
Yeah, for the most part, because Perriman has been ruled out, I believe, along with
Right,
Waller, along with Nassib. Who else? There was somebody else. I'll look it up, but pretty much. But yeah, what's this right here? Coach Bisaccia should run read option with Marcus Mariota to start the first quarter. Um, I'm curious. I'd actually like to see Marcus throw the ball. I really think that would be the next step in the evolution of his package. It would be curious. It would be interesting to see what type of stress that would be able to put on a defense if you were to do a run the RPO and actually let him no and actually let him throw the football. Because right now, as it stands, everybody knows when he comes in, what are we doing? We're doing a read option. One
They're
guy's got
gonna load the box.
and the rest of them has got to crash the box.
Yep.
If you let him pull it and throw it to Hunter Renfro right behind that crashing linebacker, if he gets in the right spot, it's a touchdown. If he fucks it up, it's going six the other way.
Yeah.
But
At this point, is it why not? I mean, let's be all in.
yeah,
I mean, let's go down swinging. I mean, either we're
there
gonna make the playoffs or we're not. I mean,
yeah,
why are we gonna leave anything in the reserve tank? Let's throw every trick we got. Let's go balls out. Let's handle this. Let's do everything we need to do to win this game. I don't care whose feelings get hurt. I don't give anything about that, dude. If we see a crack, let's take it, dude. We need fake punts, fake field goals, onside kicks. We need to do it all. Let's play like let's play and coach like it matters to us because I haven't seen that. I mean, the team is just oh we went three and out. I mean, it's just there's no emotion. It's
we'll get,
emotionless
we'll
football,
get him next time. By golly, I'm going
right?
giving him my best effort, and
With the chin strap, you know.
you know what I'm saying. I'm running this offense the way the coach would have me run this offense.
Exactly.
Somehow I don't quite think he was coaching up three and outs when he drew up the game plan, but leave no stone unturned, and that's exactly what it is. I mean that's one of the most frustrating things about this organization and this team is that when it comes to crunch time, there's no urgency top down. You don't see any razzle dazzle, no special teams play. I put it out in a tweet because I was just thinking, you've had a special teams coordinator as the head coach for 7 weeks now, and you haven't seen anything creative, innovative, out of the ordinary, out of a special teams unit whatsoever. Not even a little bit. And for it, I guess I'm just a different guy. Maybe perhaps I'm a tad bit more aggressive than most people. It could be that way. But if I am doing out here living my dream in what looks to be like the only 15 minutes of fame I'm gonna get, I'm going balls to the fucking wall and I'm going to leave it out there and go down swinging, shooting, whatever. I'm not leaving anything in the bag. I'm going for it all. And if it flames out, then you know what? I can't say I didn't try.
Fire me tomorrow. I don't give a fuck. Let's
Yeah.
do this. Let's get it done.
You
Let's
know,
get it done. And that goes for Derek Carr too. I mean, who how are you gonna get punished? Who's gonna punish you? Who do you answer to? Greg Olson? I'm sorry. Bisaccia? Mayock? Really? Come on. I mean, dude, I don't give a damn what they call, dude. If you see something better, dude, I'm sorry if they're running cover two on you. Let's go up the middle. Let's run some fucking let's run cover two beaters. Let's make them stop. You know what we're doing, and then once they stop that, we're gonna give them something else to stop. Let's continue just to hit them and hit them and hit them and hit them. You know, let's be killers about this. Let's knock them on the ground. Let's put our foot on the throat and laugh at them. This is what I want from this offense. This offense is capable of this. This is what it needs to be done.
I actually had a thought while I was sitting there listening to you. And I know that we had previously discussed about which point to bring in Mariota, but I also know that playing against the Chiefs know Carr very well, and the Chiefs know how to trigger him into playing directly into their hands.
Yeah,
And and I would think, and I had seen somebody say something about start him early. I don't think you bring him in the first drive, but I definitely think that you bring him in either the second or third just to throw off Kansas City's defense. And
yeah,
and you got to run him for more than a couple plays. He's got to be on the field at least three times. And if you get another first down, then he should be on for at least four, something just to throw him off to get them out of what they're doing, what they're established, and what they're doing. Because what the Raiders really cannot afford to happen is for Kansas City to get in a groove and just cruise throughout, ride the crowd all the way through the game.
that's what happens a lot there, though. I agree with you, but also when we get stuck around, 5 or 10 yard line, dude, it's got to be Mariota time. It's got to be Mariota time. It's what's going on now. I mean, we didn't score a passing touchdown once last game. We have one passing touchdown in the last 2 games. That doesn't. That's not going to work. The kicker got an extension, not the quarterback. You know what I mean? The kicker and the punter, bro.
And
You know what I mean? Wow, wow. You're the real MVP.
yeah, well, I mean, we're laughing, but your kicker is the third leading scorer in the NFL.
Should be.
Now, consequently, he's also the 19th in attempted extra points and scored extra points, which means that drop off would suggest a lot of field goals being kicked,
Short ones too.
which is a lot of drives that aren't being finished. And
I agree with you.
that was one of the things that got me too. To be honest with you, now we're not trying to go down that route on today's show. I mean, going down it at some point. I mean, it's 18 minutes in. Give me some time to get warmed up, man. Come on,
Right.
sheesh. Try to show some positivity and some different, have some range, and then we get this. The Chiefs laughed at us on Sunday Night Football. I better see urgency and passion on the field. This is a divisional game. If we shit the bed, I'm going to be pissed off. Well, you might want to start that fire going on right now and just carry it on through tomorrow and probably tonight and figure out what your strategy for after drinking is going to be, partner, because it's going to be a long
Bro,
one.
there's gonna be some day drinking tomorrow.
Yeah,
All
it's going
throughout the Raider Nation, bro. There's gonna
to be
be
a
day
long one.
drinking.
Yeah, it's going to
What you doing? Day drinking.
be, bruh, it's not even about that 19 million can be saved in full if you cut them too. At this point, it needs to be a clean break. He just needs to happen.
I think some of that too is just to be fair to him. And let's
Definitely.
be honest. You mean like, dude, I it's not as bad as some car stands are gonna try to say, oh well, you ain't we haven't done anything for him. That's not true. I
It's not
mean, he's had one of the best offensive line in football for a long time. He,
nearly every
he's he's
year.
he's had a lot of good things and they built a lot around him. It's just that time. And I feel if you keep him longer, it's more keeping him hostage too. I mean, he should be able to either go sink or swim somewhere else to at least prove us wrong, because I'm sure that's on his people's plate too. And well, if you go somewhere else, you're going to be in the playoffs. You can show them, bro, do it, please. I mean, I would like to see it happen. I mean, because as far as I'm concerned, you can't start off hot every year and then end cold as all damn hell.
Every
So,
single year.
so I would like to see it. It was possible. And not only that, but I think he'd be happier somewhere else because obviously, the fan base has already turned on him. Well, majority of it.
What's up, Sultan?
What's
What's
good?
up, Sultan?
What's good? What's good, Rich? How you doing?
Man, chilling like a villain.
Talking about this here game and what needs to happen.
Yeah, for sure. You know how to come on here, bro. I just had to get right before that. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Fucking yeah, man. What's up, cool Kev? And we did our first live though. We hosted our first live the other day. Me Dirty. It was on my channel. Me
Oh yeah.
Dirty, Terrence and all. Yeah, it was pretty dope.
No, that's good. That's what's up.
Yeah.
How long did you guys do
Oh
it for?
yeah.
Hey, I was like, people were asking me like, how long you gonna be on? I'm like, hey, we just gonna wing it, bro. And it was like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you get a good vibe going and a good combo, it'll take off on you. You look up and all of a sudden it'd be like, oh shit.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Definitely, definitely.
what's up? So here we go. I think, bruh, come on, stop it. Stop it. We
It's
need
not even
this,
that bad, bro. Not the pass protection. You tripping, bro.
Pass
and
protection is ninth in the league, bro.
yeah.
Ninth best, not ninth worst. Ninth best.
And not only and the run game isn't perfect. I'm not gonna sit here and try to tell you that it is, but I'm gonna also tell
No.
you that your running back is doing a lot of tap dancing in the hole. Almost nearly, if you look at him and watch, nearly every run that he makes, there will be at least one hop step or one jab cut before he
Mm-hmm.
gets up the field, guaranteed.
Yeah, I I'm a big Jacobs fan. Yeah, he needs to start pressing that hole a lot harder and exploding through it.
Right, prayers, fam. I hope everything is all right. Raider Q was good. Links down here,
Oh,
pull up. More the merrier. Just out here doing this thing, trying to see what's good, talking to some peeps. No
Yeah,
Mike.
going into this game, bro, my energy is just like I just got my expectations is here, bro. I'm not really invested in it emotionally. You know what I mean? If we come out with a victory, that's what we all want. You know what I mean? We're all Raider fans. But if you I know that if you invest emotion into it, bro, like this shit let you down time and time again. You know what I mean?
I don't even know how you could even. I mean, only I'm gonna be real. To invest your emotions in this particular game is something that only the most pure and diehards can do. Because there's not a bone in my body that's convinced that the Raiders have a snowball chance of winning this football game. And
hey, 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 you know what, dude? I got that much hope, bro.
But what Mondo did say was true though.
That
Any
much
any
hope.
given Sunday, anything can happen. We don't know what team's gonna show up. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
hey, that's why I tried to. That's why what we're doing here today. We're trying to spin it around and do it and see how it could work. What would need to happen? They're gonna need Jacobs to get off. They're gonna need to
Yes.
stop tap dancing in the hole. And if Trey Regis is gonna be the guy that's gonna plant his feet and get his ass upfield, then so be it. I don't particularly care who does it, but they're gonna need to run the football, run it well. They're going to need to get to a good, decent red zone performance out of Foster Moreau and some possession stuff. Derek's going to have to throw to the wide receivers. I would love to see Johnson get off and get deep. And I would love to see Djax get a bomb. And if what's going to need to happen is Carr's going to have to throw the ball deep. In every win with all the yards that he piled up, he was chucking the ball and shit was happening. Whenever he does not chuck the ball, the guys that he's had, or I'm not even going to say the guys that he's had, it's been a combination of things in which the shell coverages other teams are able to run just funnel everything inside, and there's nobody open, combined with the fact that your quarterback is missing wide open receivers routinely.
Yeah, that's one
I
of the
also
things that drives me
I want
crazy.
to see some crossing routes, though, man. I want to see some crossing routes. I want to see some slants. Come on, man. I want to see these receivers run, running route trees. I'm tired of this goes and post. I need to see more from the outside receivers. Zay Jones, Brian Edwards. I need to see them doing more and being more part of the game to start pulling coverage to them. Nobody respects them because of the routes they run.
No. And they know that their quarterback is not throwing them the football because statistically he throws to the wide receivers, I need to update it just to make sure because I haven't checked it in a while. But you on average, Derek Carr is in the lower third of the league in terms of throwing his wide receivers.
That's what drives me crazy though too. Is they
Capitan, what's
say
up,
that our
man?
hey, what's up, Raph?
Hello, hello, guys. Well,
They say that our receivers is bad, but I'm tripping. I'm like thinking to myself, wait a minute. We got Brian Edwards with one drop. We got a whole bunch of film on receivers getting open, but he just can't see them. And
Right.
it's like, and then on top of that, he's got all these yards they brag about. Who got those yards? Who catches those balls? You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
how you gonna say that we ain't got receivers, bro? Like that shit drives me crazy, man.
You know, he's throwing it down there to himself, bro. I thought you knew. You know,
Hey, I appreciate that last video y'all did though. That shit was on point.
there was more. My guy Phil did his breakdown and that was G. But and looking at it, it's hard to look at when you see that shit. And but sometimes in some of that you got to be able to separate what's going on versus what it looks like. And on that swing pass to Zay Jones that was set up so beautifully, the defensive end made a great play and blew that whole shit up.
Yeah,
And if he had got a chance to even look back to his right, I'm sure that he would have got that pass off because it was behind the line of scrimmage where he likes to throw the football. So he'd have been straight.
yeah, man. That shit was crazy, bro. You talking about that route they fucking he had the two blocks in front of him?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. The tunnel screen, more of a swing screen than that, but than a tunnel. But with it, but
No,
yeah,
but you gotta point that out though, because people don't understand. If we're gonna fix it, we gotta know what's wrong. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for
So
sure.
Hell, we need coaching who's competent to know what's wrong. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, and, and, and like Sultan just said, I mean, just having that little slim sliver of hope, is Rich Versace really gonna outcoach fucking Andy Reid? Come on, bro. You mean?
Not even
I
close.
mean, I mean, this is where we need DC to step up, and he needs to be the general on the field. He needs to get things done. He needs to out outsmart fucking Andy Reid in their defense.
yeah.
That wasn't even the one I meant to pull up, but that was great when I pulled it up.
oh my God,
The rest
that
needs to
comment
be on our
was
side.
wow.
That was good, Mikey. I needed that. Just keep it flowing. That's what I like to see right there. Now this is something that's always that me and Phil go back and forth on, and not really even go back and forth, but have been mentioning for quite some time.
Exactly,
Uh, Derek Carr's his deep throw mechanics are all wrong. Like sometimes it's his release point is all it varies. Uh, he's got way too much air on nearly every pass. A lot of
exactly,
he could do a lot. He could stand to do a lot better if he was throwing those frozen ropes that he used to. Now we said now a lot of talk has been about his leg, about his back, but honestly, he throws off his back foot and fading away quite a
Hmm.
lot. And even when he's in a clean pocket, he's still not fully stepping into his throws the way that he should be. Uh,
exactly.
you would there was a video where Gruden was talking about the one step throws and all that other stuff, and when he was talking about it, I was like, that sounds terrible. There's a reason why you go through why your footwork has got to be on point because a lot of the accuracy issues that you see are from his improper footwork.
Exactly. And let me tell you something about Derek Carr because Derek Carr for me is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the modern era right here because if I don't lie right here because those stats right here actually puts in the top 10. But well, the arms talent is well very notable about that. But Derek Carr had something that nobody does like quarterback like that. He got that passion. He got the quality of leader. Sometimes getting bad, sometimes it get worse, sometimes it get good. But right now, Derek Carr is the most incredible quarterback of the Raiders right here. But well, if they didn't have the energy right here, there's no Derek Carr right here, in which is drafting our quarterback. But in my opinion, right now, all the Raiders, of course, the defense and the offline right here, if they don't have the passion right here, that aggressively, and of course the energy that thought around these last four games right here, we're completely doomed. And that game against Kansas City Chiefs, there's no tomorrow. There's today. Because we need to focus on about energy, aggressivity, and of course the defense and offline. But sometimes the injury report always kills us. But there's always today. There is no tomorrow. Because if they win against the Kansas City Chiefs, we saved it. But if we don't, our season is screwed, and that's why, and that is screwed. But well, that's my opinion right there.
Now, question. So if Derek Carr has a game where he doesn't throw for a touchdown, he goes 2 for 8 on third down.
Uh-huh.
What are your feelings towards him on that? I mean, because that's kind of his last game. He hasn't had a really good game. I mean, he had a good game against Dallas. I mean, the last 5 weeks have been really, really bad for him. He's been horrible in the red zone, and he has not got it done on third down. So
Exactly.
if this continues, what are your thoughts now about Derek Carr? I mean,
Yeah, because about that, because he did an amazing job against Dallas Cowboys. But well, it seems like there's between a difference between a real leader and there's a difference between a catcher. And I've been seeing Derek Carr plays and about that. Well, they can blame it on the red zone right here because he got that arm right here. He's very unnotchable. But it seems like Derek Carr something's missing the point because there are so many games that well he didn't have the passion right here. There are so many games that well he wanted it all, but it seems like they're just missing something like that. And right now they need to focus against Patrick Mahomes, which is one of the franchise quarterbacks at the Kansas City Chiefs because well he's the most well overrated right here. But well, it seems like there's a battle between quarterbacks. First they got Derek Carr against Derek Patrick Mahomes. We're talking about the stats: who's rushing yards, who's passing yards, and that's a battle between us. And there's will be a debatable.
Well, here's the thing, right? I'm gonna give him this, right? His scouting report even said this. He's an
Okay.
accurate thrower. He's got good trajectory. He's a good deep ball thrower. But that's not all what it takes to be a quarterback. He needs the eyes. He needs to be able to see the field. He needs to know how to handle pressure. He needs to know how to make right decisions. You know what I mean? He needs to work on his footwork, like Phil was talking about. All these things, these are all different aspects of what it takes to be a good quarterback, not just throwing a deep good pass. Like, you know what I mean? And then people bring up the yards, but it's really just empty yards because if they don't really equate to touchdowns, really what you know what I mean? It really don't matter. You know what I mean? I thought our motto was just win.
That's
yeah,
what
not that.
Exactly about it. But before I leave it, I just wanted to say that well, this is the first time that I came here to the Unfiltered True right here. And well, there's a lot of good Las Vegas writers, content creators right here, including Robinson, Sultan Mayer. There's OJ Daniel, Captain Jack, Cool Kev, Dirty, of course, Graphic Writer. Love you. And I just wanted to say it. You guys represent all Las Vegas Raiders fan base because they had the greatest fan base ever in the world. Because it's not only the United States, it's only United Kingdom, Mexico, Jamaica, there's Australia, Japan, and there's always Raider Nation in our hearts, in our DNA. Because no matter if you win or lose, they're always all welcome to the Raiders Nation. And I appreciate it to well to have a great conversation with you, Mr. Robertson, the ultimate truth, and with the rich Saltamir. I just wanted to say, El Capitan se despide, and this right here, approve this matches right here, and I just wanted to say it.
right on.
Raiders gonna win against Chiefs. It's not about tomorrow.
What's the
It's
score?
about today.
What's
It's
the
about
score?
today. Yes, but have a good night, gentlemen.
All right. Take
All
care.
right, bro. We appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well,
Yep.
my motto is commitment to excellence, not just win, baby. Just win, baby was a slogan for a Super Bowl, not a season. You guys are silly. Just win, baby should be a way of life. I'm
Exactly.
not talking about a Super Bowl. I'm not talking about football. It should be a way of life. If your way of life is anything other than just win, baby, well,
You're just settling.
don't
Exactly. You
lose
gotta
it.
win. You gotta win at
You-
everything, man. That's what you want to do.
Now, lacks passion and energy in crucial games. Seems like the whole team does because how are you going to play at your best when your QB doesn't? It's a team game when your QB is inconsistent. Now, we definitely swung in a different direction, and it's all
It always ends up that way, bro.
it had
You think?
we just kind of roll with it and let my guy say his piece, and everybody gets a chance. I didn't happen to share his particular point of view, but there's a lot of people lacking passion. There's a lot of people lacking energy, but if you ask me, I think that is easily correctable. And if you were to introduce Mariota more, you don't necessarily have to replace Carr with Mariota, but Mariota provides an energy. Mariota provides a spark, and whenever this offense goes stagnant, they need to go to him.
Mhm.
Whether they give him the ball or not, whenever he's on the field, he makes something happen. And K Town Raider, you say something positive about Carr, motherfucking, I'll run you in the heartbeat.
What's good, Kenny? What's good, brother?
In the heartbeat.
In
Don't
a
let
heartbeat.
Yo, as long as he throws more than 2 yards past the line of scrimmage tomorrow, I think we got some sort of prayer, but we'll see.
That whole thing, if you need 5 yards, you should probably pass for 5 yards. It's a novel thing. I heard it's a new thing going on in the NFL.
It's a revelation.
The latest craze.
shattering, let me tell you. Nobody's ever thought about it before.
Never. Bro, I get so pissed. It's 3rd and 12. Throws a 2-yard little dump off to the flat.
Hey, we're gonna get those after those yak yards, and we're gonna get there every
My,
third.
my
That's
favorite
not even what pisses me off, dude. What pisses me off, he gets the ball in the shotgun and he goes like this. He doesn't look down the field at all. And his receivers are like, what the fuck, dude? You mean, yeah,
Whoa!
shit. I mean, they should
Yeah.
all start doing jumping jacks from now
I've
on.
seen Deshaun Jackson do that about 10 times.
Just start doing jumping jacks until he's literally
Watch
looks at
Hunter.
each one.
I watched Hunter do it. You want now? Hunter is
Shit,
a funny
Jacobs.
guy.
Jacobs was right there, wide open for the touchdown, right there. He was doing
Yeah.
the jump step and everything.
Well, see, those are your demonstrative guys, and I expect that from them because they like to swag, those are your talkers. Watch Hunter's body language whenever you miss something. He looks back at Derek like Derek is a fucking idiot. Like he's like, dude, what are you doing? Like,
He's like, man, I miss Deshaun Watson so much.
and
Bring me sunshine.
and while everybody's talking, and it's funny that you say that because while everybody's talking about extend Hunter Renfro, if I'm Hunter Renfro, do you want to stay here?
You got to wait and see if Carr gets his extension.
That's what I was worried about. I was
Do
watching
you
Grass live today, and he was saying that he heard maybe there was rumors about extensions for Carr, and I was like, God damn, bro. I don't know how I would feel about that afterwards. You know what I mean?
Right.
It depends on the source. Why would Mark Davis re-sign him?
Yeah, we gotta wait for that, man.
I mean, you could franchise him for the same price as re-signing him. I mean, no.
Franchise Carr? Or
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
Carr, if you had to, you could franchise him for 2 years, right?
yeah, you could. Do you want to though? Like,
I personally don't want to, but
the average of the top 5 quarterbacks, which is what he'd get paid, is a lot higher than his $19 million.
yeah, but at the same time, I'd
but
rather
it's a 1
pay
year,
him
it's a 1 year
annually.
deal. Yeah.
I'd rather pay him annually than to pay to sit there and get a $70 million fucking
Contract.
guarantee. Yeah,
Yeah. No, the only way I want to bring back Carr next year is if it's the only way we get Devontae Adams.
I don't necessarily think you need to get Devonte Adams either. I think that I
I sure
really,
wouldn't mind
really
it.
obviously you wouldn't mind, but he's not coming cheap, and you definitely got enough holes that you don't need to be paying him upwards of $20 to $25 million a year.
for a 30-year-old
Uh,
wide receiver,
for 2
a
years, I would.
30-year-old.
2 years, 60 million. 2 years, 50 million. I would do that for
He's
Devontae
not
Adams.
coming for that. He's not coming for that.
That's 25 million a year.
Devonte Adams is going to be able to get paid for a good long period of time.
Yeah, you might. You have a point. I don't know. Uh, I would. There's a lot of good receivers out there too this year. There's Michael Gallup, Jacoby Myers.
Like Michael Gallup a lot. I think Michael Gallup. Honestly, I'm quite curious to see what Tyron Johnson looks like. That
Yeah, I'm excited that they brought him up.
theoretically, in terms of what this offensive personnel does and needs, and in terms of size, and speed combination, that's your ideal guy that you're looking for. And
Right.
so I want to see how he does, how he looks. If your boy's gonna hit him, if they're gonna bring in Mariota will throw to him. I don't know. I don't care who throws to him. But to me, I think all that you really needed. I don't really think that you need to change your wide receivers. Everybody's killing Zay Jones, but all those who are killing Zay Jones clearly aren't watching tape and watching him get open play after play. It's incredible.
You're talking about we don't need to change our receivers now or in the
And
offseason.
I'm saying that you need to add to them. I'm saying that you
Yeah.
don't necessarily need to scrap them and get replace Brian Edwards. I don't think he needs to go anywhere. Hunter
No,
Renfro
Brian Edwards can still develop into something. He just needs a veteran to help.
is what he needs.
Only one I would say is Zay, because if you look at Zay's career, he's only got 1,400 yards.
He can't throw the ball to himself though.
You can't.
No, I'm saying before he was here too, his whole complete career.
Yeah, but
No,
I want to say, was he in there with Peterman?
Buffalo. He was in Buffalo.
he was there with Peterman, Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then
think Trevor Simeon, some shit like that.
then they got rid of him right before or when Josh Allen got there.
I think the year after Josh Allen got there, and I don't think he was more running the ball than anything else.
Right. So when they signed Zay Jones based off of his career at ECU, I couldn't for the life of me understand why this pairing between him and Derek Carr didn't work. I mean, to me, Zay Jones did exactly what Derek Carr liked to throw, the routes he liked to throw. And when you look at the tape, he's getting open in the windows. He's getting open in areas and easy throws for Carr. I mean, we're talking about in between the hashes, 10 to 20 yards down the field, directly in front of him. I mean, this isn't high fucking IQ football. Let's see the guy throw the guy the ball. He's open in front of you, nobody around him, but he never gets the football.
Not only that, but he's making adjustments. When they're showing cover 3, cover 1, and then end up in a cover 2 shell. He's making adjustments to beat it, and Derek Carr's not seeing them. So I'm
I've been an
kind of
advocate
hard
for Gallup for a while, man. He's a free agent next year.
But is Gallup actually a number 1 though? That's my only problem with him. Is he a number 1 or is he like a 2A because of who else is there?
What I think is for this particular team. Now, everybody will say that we need a 1, and I used to be of that particular mindset, but I'll say this: I don't think you need a 1 as much as you need the speed complement. You need a guy who can run the routes, and pull his weight, and then you also need a guy who's going to deliver them the football in the proper amount of space where they don't have to stop. Those 50-50 YOLO balls aren't 50-50 balls. They're dimes that hit the receiver in stride and turn into touchdown. That's
Yeah.
that's one of the big differences with this offense. And in between what was winning and what wasn't was that the guys were getting hit in stride where they could continue on with the football and score, whereas guys were having to come back to the football in mid route and disaster was happening. Somehow the ball ended up on the ground.
Yeah.
I feel like we should get a number one receiver. The speed is cool and everything. I want a guy to go out there and get 7-8 catches a game.
So let's say we get Gallup, right? You don't think Gallup would be a number one compared to the receivers we got?
Oh, he'd be immediately our number one. I think DJ Chark would be our number one. I think Jacoby Myers would be our number one.
Aren't available?
I believe
Allen Robinson
contract is that. Allen Robinson, of course.
That would be there's a lot of different ways to go with this, and I really think that you got to take a long hard look at the guy who touches the ball every play. I really think that's where you got to start.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but a lot of that stuff too is these guys went outside. Let's face it, Derek doesn't throw very much to the outside the numbers. I mean,
no,
the
he
proof's in the
hasn't.
pudding.
Cooper and Crabtree.
You know, it's and if he does, he scrambles out to do it. He just doesn't do it from the pocket. You know, those outbreaking routes to to the receivers. He's not throwing them. The only time he's throwing outbreaking routes is when they're like choice routes to Renfro and Waller, and it's way before they're outside the numbers. That's why we never run no dig routes. I mean, I wonder how much our receivers would be open if we ran these kind of routes, because nobody is expecting them.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely. I'm with you, Phil, on the new quarterback, man. I'm definitely like I said, the only way I bring Carr back is if I'm guaranteed Devontae Adams. You're not going to be unhappy with the product on the field from Devontae Adams.
I can Carr get him the ball? That's the problem. What if we're going to start running choice routes in the middle of the field for Devontae Adams?
I was going to say, there's a good chance we get Devontae Adams if let's say, for example, if he really wants to lead that team. I'm talking about A-Rod. If we get him, you know what I mean? He might want to follow his QB.
Yeah. But Derek Carr and him are still really, really good friends. That's why from college. That's why I think that it gives us a better chance if Carr's the quarterback.
Yeah, but also at the same time, I mean, he's going to find out if Derek Carr can still make those throws too, real quick. I mean,
right.
Let's face it. I mean, Antonio Brown figured that out, and he was like, "I'm out."
The fucked up thing is Derek Carr can make every throw. It's just will he? And what we've seen.
I don't know if he can make all the throws. He used to be able to throw deep on a rope. You ain't seen that in years now. It's just high.
I seen it when we had Ruggs.
Yeah, but it was a high arcing pass. It wasn't on a rope. It was
on a rope. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think some of the velocity on his balls kind of fell off a little bit.
Do you think that's from him not being able to generate the power out of his leg that he used to do?
Yes. Yes. And also think some of it's his back.
Yeah. It's definitely poor mechanics. The way that he throws the ball is inconsistent, and people I could be thinking that's what they'll say, but if all the deep passes are thrown from a leaning back trajectory, and it's all thrown up and arcing instead of over the top and out.
I hate those ones when he doesn't even have a target and he just chucks that shit up. It shit pisses me off so bad. Like he's trying to hit the fucking moon.
You seen that shit with the Bengals, man.
And what it does specifically, that's the problem, is it gives the illusion that it's a 50-50 ball and that, he's giving his wide receiver a chance. But in reality, the DB is the one who's getting a chance because his receivers are beating their coverage, which is what everybody says they're not doing. But because the ball is hanging in the air and fluttering, and he's got
time to DB to recover.
And one of his
time to recover.
And one of his problems is the anticipatory throws. He doesn't have that, and so because he doesn't have that, you see what you get that as a result. You know what I mean?
Which will also bring you back to which we can circle back to that double crossing route with Deshaun Jackson and Hunter Renfro. Now he said that he wasn't going to make a blind throw, and he didn't know where that nickel linebacker was. Now that's what he said in the post game
Yeah.
conference. If you go back and look at that play, look where his head is at. Once again, just I want to say in between the hashes and the numbers, 20 yards down the field is Deshaun Jackson. And in his path, in between him and Deshaun Jackson, is absolutely not one goddamn thing. Nothing.
I saw
Nothing.
that same kind of thing like 3-4 times.
Nothing. I can't believe that a quarterback can't see a guy with nothing in between the two of them.
Yeah,
Somehow.
even his scouting report when he came out,
I couldn't account for the
was saying
nickelback.
he had a problem seeing the field.
He was right in front of him though, too. That's what drives me
Right
crazy.
in front of him.
Yeah. I don't know if he just doesn't trust Deshaun yet or what it is. He's really
He's not paid to trust anybody. Though.
I know.
I'm
the way
tired of that fucking narrative.
The way DC's always been is he has to build a rapport with the receiver, and if he doesn't throw his way very often.
And I don't even know if it's a rapport. It's this point it's something else because I've never heard of a quarterback not throwing to open receivers because he doesn't have a rapport. And I'm
just
not
throwing
gonna.
shit in the air thinking of why.
Yeah, I mean, football is football. And that may be an oversimplification, and I'm not going to try to say that I play quarterback on no high level. But when you got the ball in your hands and you're out playing turkey bull, you know who the is open, who's not, and it doesn't take you very long to figure out how hard, how fast you got to throw it in order to be able to hit that dude who's really fast deep, or this guy who's really tall, and to keep it away from the short guy that's guarding it. It's not very difficult.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't in the Steelers game, didn't he say he didn't even know where Henry Ruggs was? He just threw it up there?
The Ruggs out there somewhere.
Yeah, he's out there. Yeah. You mean?
Yeah, it looked like a lot of his throws when he was throwing the Ruggs. He's just like, Ruggs out there somewhere, and just hucks that shit.
Yellow balls.
Yeah.
Them yellow balls. You mean?
So say we decide to get rid of Carr. What would you like to see as a replacement next season?
It depends on what they want to do. If they want to win now, you make it happen. You trade for Russell Wilson. That's what I think you do. You trade for Russell Wilson, you get it done.
Are you sure that Russell Wilson gets the job done? He's got one of the best receiving cores in the NFL right now, and even when he was on the field, man.
I think Metcalf isn't as good as a lot of people want to say. I think he has 2 number 2s out there. I think he would do wonders for the outside receivers, and you'd be able to work a lot of the middle of the field with Renfro and Waller. You know, it would actually help him. You know, and because he can still hit his receivers on the outside. I mean, it just opens up a larger portion of the playbook for everybody with the quarterback who's going to hit the receivers on the outside, the inside, and up top. You know what I mean?
Right. Bill,
my dog was going crazy. I had to go get him.
It's all good. Mine's over here squeaking on her toy.
What kind of dog you got?
She's a little pitty.
It's a Yorkie.
Okay.
Huh?
Right on. I got my red nose and my boxer pit.
Yeah, mine's she's a half blue, and then her mom is like one of the squatty little pocket pit bulls.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she's pretty. She's a little pain in the ass though.
Shit, I just got an old ass Johnson Bulldog. He's just fucking ornery now.
Yeah, pit bulls just be thick headed as hell.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yorkies are the worst, bro. They're loud as fuck, man. That shit be driving me crazy.
Yo, my pit, if she's in her kennel and you're not giving her attention, she will bark at you at the top of her lungs until
she roam free around the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vote for Pedro right here. Vote for Pedro. Pedro bringing the heat, the passion every time he comes on. It let me know exactly what he feels about Derek Carr.
I agree, man. So, Phil, what I was just talking about with Rich was if if the team decides, okay, we're getting rid of Carr, how would you like to see Carr exit, and what would be your replacement ideally and realistically?
Okay. You have somebody on the team, a very good lawyer, has got to identify what Deshaun Watson's legal situation is, legal status, and what direction he's going to be in with the league. He could have played every single snap this season, but chose not to because he wished not to do it for Houston.
Yeah.
Houston is not going to pay him $39 million to sit on the bench next season.
Mm-mm.
There, I don't. There are very few businessmen in the world that are willing to swallow that type of cash just to prove a point. Now, would it be the McNair family to do it? Absolutely, it would. But that's
Right?
that's a lot of cash to swallow to prove a point.
What do you send over to Houston to get that trade done?
Whatever they want.
Whatever they want.
Just whatever.
Whatever they want.
Okay.
So you start with Carr. You start with the first. But the other thing is, so here's the other deal about it. So you don't want to bid. You're gonna get into a bidding war because there's going to be other teams that are looking at that to see what exactly it would cost to get him out of Houston. But they're going to have to make a move because, like I said, once he's off that rookie deal and that $39 million hits, shit gets real. Then
Yeah.
you now you have a real honest desire to move him, motivated to move him. So you would take a look at that. Russell is also another one that should be available.
That's what Rich was saying. Wilson.
Yeah. So he would be 1B for me. You look at Rodgers. Rodgers would be the short term. I'm not 100% sure that all the pieces around Rodgers are in place for him to make an immediate run as soon as he
Right.
gets. So I don't think he's come. It wouldn't be ideal location for him to come here. He'd probably be better off in Denver, but I don't know
Yeah.
if he wants to do cold weather again.
I don't want to see that.
Damn, I was just about to say. I was just about to say what I already had thought about, but I mean, maybe change my mind a little bit. I was about to say A-Rod for fucking 2 first round. Give Derek Carr and 2 first rounds for A-Rod.
No
That's
way.
one.
A-Rod's a free agent, bro.
He's a free agent, and I wouldn't make that trade at all.
Yeah.
And A-Rod is what, a 2-year guy. So if you brought A-Rod in, you would have to draft a quarterback.
Anyway.
To eventually take his spot, in 2 years.
Yeah. If we got Aaron Rodgers, I would skip a quarterback this year in the draft, and next year I'd go grab Bryce Young or CJ Stroud.
The problem with that is if you get A-Rod, your draft compensation to get there is gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna be giving up with the 26th draft pick. Who wants that? I mean, that's the second rounder.
You got to give up like 3 to move up like that.
Yeah, but it may end up 4 or 5 because look at where you're drafting.
But that's what you're going to have to do that if you're trying to grab Deshaun Watson too.
But he's young.
Much younger. He's way younger.
No. I'm saying if we get Rodgers, then I'm gonna try to wait out and trade up, not this upcoming draft, but the following draft, to grab one of them quarterbacks to take over for Rodgers when he's done.
You know what?
The timing on that would work. The timing on that would work because CJ Stroud and Bryce Young have to be in college for 2 more years. So technically, you wouldn't get them for 3 years. If you were to take Aaron Rodgers, use him as a 2-year stopgap, as soon as those 2 years are up, you would have to do everything in the world to put yourself in position to draft
one of those
Bryce
2
or CJ Stroud, one of those 2. So if you somewhere in between that, you're going to have to figure out how you're going to acquire more draft picks in order to get up and make that a viable option. But
you're going to have to trade like 3 first.
Yeah, but the thing is if you have Aaron Rodgers and you're winning, your draft picks are going to be shitty because they're going to be at the end of the draft
Yeah.
or at the end of the round. And so it's going to make it harder to find the necessary capital to secure that.
That's fair.
Hey, and Cool Kev, I just said that because I'm trying to get out of this 8-year circus, man. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So really, and we don't draft well, so I was like, whatever. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Is there any other options you guys see out there besides Wilson or Rogers or Watson or?
I got another one, but he's not available. He ain't leaving, so it don't matter. Josh Allen, but he's never gonna leave.
We'd all be
That's a tough motherfucker right there, man. I like that.
Yeah. You got to be tough just to play in winter in Buffalo.
You seen him stiff on that defensive guy? I don't know if it was a linebacker or something. I was like, holy shit. He don't even slide either when he runs.
A big boy.
Young Big Ben.
Yeah,
Which
like
young Big
like
Ben.
twice the talent, probably.
I'm good.
A little faster, but a young Big Ben.
Yeah. What do you guys?
And dude, the amount of things you would have to give up for him, I got a lot of respect for him.
He's on the untouchable list. He's
untouchable. He's untouchable.
Didn't he get like a $250,000 contract?
Yep, just got
it.
Yeah. He's untouchable.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
That was just my unrealistic.
That's his ideal.
I want the most. Yeah, who I want the most, really.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, it would be.
I feel like he's the most toughest quarterback out there right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like a talented Tim Tebow. You mean?
Do you think we
want to talk about Tebow? He was tough, though.
Do you guys think we grab a running back this offseason, or you still want to roll with Jacobs?
I wanted Leonard Fournette.
Hey, you need to draft a running back.
Hey, cheap labor. Cheap labor.
Yeah.
You might even get Kenneth Walker and Jacobs for 1 year until Jacobs' contract's up. That'll be a nice little tandem with Kenyon Drake catching passes.
Personally, Josh Jacobs would be one of the first guys I trade.
Right now, you would trade Josh Jacobs instead of. I just don't know what you get for him right now, man.
You're going to get a lot more than you're going to get for him at the end of the season.
Yeah, unless he comes out and just has a great year next year.
Maybe he just needs to get things, sorted up with his baby mamas. He'll be all right.
Leonard Fournette's a free agent in 2022.
That man is free to do whatever he wants to do with his baby mamas. I don't know why everybody up in that man's business. Like, listen. He got money, and they want it raw. If he's good with paying him with the child support and go raise his kids,
it's gonna be half his fucking contract.
Hey, bro. He probably got a compound. You know what I mean?
That'd be the smartest thing to do. Have them all live together.
Right? I'm raising them all.
One spot, I'm not giving y'all nothing. You all stay with me.
Hell yeah.
But
I don't even I don't think they'll even do that.
Not head up. There would have to be some other motivation for that. I'm not.
The problem with Saquon is that he doesn't run up the middle very well in the pros. He's more of an outside guy.
Yeah,
and neither one of them stay healthy very well either.
Him and Jacobs remind me a lot of each other right now.
Jacobs wants to run to the outside. Barkley can actually run on the outside.
Well, every one of them just always bounces to the outside, regardless of the result. Once they get outside,
right? Yeah.
I was just gonna say it almost seems like Jacobs wants to run like he is Saquon Barkley, but he doesn't have the speed to do it.
Yeah.
The speed or the wiggle. He's more of a bruiser type, but at Alabama, when everybody was getting up, everything else they had going on, his speed wasn't an issue. He was fat. He was plenty fast enough. Yeah.
He has good speed in and out of breaks. I just think that there's actual studs in front of him. I mean, look at Najee Harris, bro. That's a grown ass fucking man, bro.
Right there. That's a
It's still
grown man.
disrespectful the way he did Jonathan Abram.
Disrespectful.
Said Jonathan Abram owed that man an apology for getting in his way.
Right.
Hey, Jonathan
But
Taylor's still there.
he put him on a poster though. You know what I mean? Does
For
Jonathan
real.
Abram get royalties from that? From that stiff arm from hell? You know that's a poster, bro.
He should
Is he
sue for
gonna get the
copyright
royalties?
for them putting him in that highlight.
Mikey, I put people on timeout for less than this.
Mikey G, just go home, bro. Go home.
Hey, Jonathan Taylor's contract's up in 2023, so he's still gonna be with Indy.
Oh, he ain't going nowhere.
He ain't
Yeah.
going nowhere. They Indianapolis is gonna make sure he gets exactly whatever it is that he wants.
Yeah. Him and Derrick Henry are staying right where the hell they're at.
Yeah.
The problem with the Alabama and Clemson guys is I'm sorry, they're especially Alabama, dude, their players are better than most fucking college teams. I'm sorry. Their players are better than most college teams. You're still gonna drop heavily out of fucking Alabama. It's gonna happen.
The thing
Until more
is, you just
schools.
draft the wrong guys from those schools. Henry Ruggs instead of Jerry Jeudy, for example.
Yeah.
I don't think Reds was the wrong guy, and it's easy to make that statement because of how they went about using him. If they used him with actual short routes, actually ran him on some slants, ran him on some quick outs, gave him the opportunity to use his athleticism to be more than a decoy, then he would be better. If his quarterback was able to get the ball out in front of him, he would be better. Or all those passes where he was throwing it 10 yards past him, if they were
Yeah.
able to get on those, if they were able to make those connections, we're having a completely different conversation here. Because it's not that Henry Ruggs wasn't getting open; it's that they weren't connecting.
I wasn't unhappy with Ruggs. I liked Henry Ruggs on the field, but I still think Jerry Jeudy, whether Ruggs got in trouble or not, was going to end up with a better career.
If you, in a grand scheme of things, they should have taken C.D. Lamb.
Yeah, Mike
100%.
Mayock said he wanted him.
100%. CeeDee Lamb was the pick.
Yeah, but Derek Dallas Carr wanted fucking Henry Ruggs, so there's that.
I think John
I mean,
Gruden wanted Henry Ruggs.
So that he could not throw it to him.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. My favorite receiver in that whole draft was Justin Jefferson. I thought he was just better. I thought he had the size to play outside. He didn't play outside, but I thought he had the size to play outside. He may be the best one of them all.
I'm sorry if you guys hear that squeaking. My dog's going ham.
Yeah, I like
It's
Jefferson.
all good.
I like Justin Jefferson a lot. Justin Jefferson has exceeded my expectations. I didn't think he was going to be what he is now.
Especially not out of his rookie year.
I expected Jamar Chase to be what Justin Jefferson is, and that's not to say that Jamar Chase is bad, because he's not. I just expected. I thought that out of the bunch, Jamar Chase was far and away the best receiver of the bunch. And he still might be, but the Vikings situation is perfect for Jefferson.
Yeah. They just need to get him a better quarterback to throw him the ball. Even though Kirk Cousins put nice numbers.
They got another Derek Carr over there too.
Yeah, but Kirk Cousins, it's kind of reversed. So Kirk Cousins is first and third downs, and fucking Derek Carr is at the other end of the spectrum. So, you know what? I think that whole team, the coaches lost the team. I think that's a perfect hardball team for him to come in and just, go to the playoffs, possibly the Super Bowl. They're talented on offense and defense. They just need a coach to put it together.
Yeah.
Them and the Saints. Yeah.
Yeah. The Saints got a coach.
The Saints are going to be in trouble, man. Have you seen their cap situation?
They're always in that cap situation, and by the end of first June, that cap situation will magically have been worked out, and you'd be like, how in the hell did he do it? Or more, not just forget about how did he do it. The fact that I've seen him do it multiple times, what the fuck is the Raiders front office doing?
I don't know, man. I see. That's what I think when I see fucking the Rams, dude. Like, wow,
Like
they
somehow
got
they're making
fucking
it work, and
monetary
somehow
magicians over there.
Well, with the Rams, uh, I think with was it Miller? I think the Broncos took the blunt of all that. They
Yeah, they
paid him
paid
all
for
his
it.
guaranteed money. Yeah, so he's only making like 700K from the Rams. So that's how they were able to fit that one. But I mean, nobody else on that team makes shit. You know, really. I mean,
We got,
who's the high priced guy?
Aaron Donald, Stafford,
Yeah, what do you guys think about getting a president
Jalen Ramsey.
managing all this shit?
Jalen
Yeah,
Ramsey.
but it's those three guys, and that's it. Though.
But those are all like
Actually,
almost $100 million contracts.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's what happens when you got an owner who can give them upfront signing bonuses, you know,
yep.
and convert
And
money into,
yep.
salary into fucking bonuses and shit like that. I mean, let's face it. A lot of the reasons why Derek Carr has been here is because the Raiders were ran like a fucking poverty franchise. They couldn't afford to fucking, you know, pay him all that money and then him not be here, you know?
Yeah.
You can't move on from that. You know, they were stuck paying Derek Carr.
Mm.
Hey, Sean, it's 83 million.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think I saw around 55 too.
Yeah, go look at a team. Look at team NFL team.
Oh, you know why? Because they had some other salaries and contracts come off the books, specifically for next year and moving forward. Some of their first round draft picks.
Oh no, actually it dropped, dog. It was 83. It was 83 about a month or two ago, and then now it's 50.
Yeah, that's what I thought. About 50.
Yep.
Yeah. If we trade Carr, it's more like 75 though.
Yeah, I think I had calculated to be about 71, but that's before. They're at 50 million even, or a little over 50, about 92,000 over.
And then it could be even more if we do what I think we should do, and that's trade off Darren Waller too.
I think that's going to come down to who you bring in as a quarterback. You could possibly do that. I'm not as opposed to it as I previously was. But the thing about it is, before you start moving everything out of here, you need to figure out who you're going to get and what they want to work with. Because there's going to be different guys. Different guys going to like different receivers more. Now you could bring in a guy like Russell Wilson, and suddenly Zay Jones' career could take off because Russell Wilson will throw the ball to the guy who's wide open in the middle of the field where he can see him. Because a different quarterback looks for different things. So it's hard to say that, and every quarterback loves a 6'6" tight end that can get open in space and run routes. Especially with how he used his tight ends. So Waller could be go for 1,500 yards with Russell Wilson.
Hey, if we get Russell too, we can promote Sierra in Las Vegas.
At the Sahara.
Oh man, that's funny.
She's
gonna have to fight. She's gonna have to fight Cody for fucking stage time or what?
With the cities he picked to get traded to, that was all about her, right? You notice it's all big performance cities: New York, Chicago, Vegas, LA, New Orleans.
I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. You could have an agenda. You could want to have something going on for your wife while you're doing your thing. I mean, it's no biggie.
No,
because you got to sell the team to the new city. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
The new fans and shit. Get them to come to the games and.
Oh yeah, it's a selling point for sure.
until we can get that shit, settled.
Hey, but you also need a face of the franchise. Let's face it, Derek Carr wasn't the face of the franchise. John Gruden was. All those the Raiders are coming, billboards and stuff. They were all John Gruden. He was brought in to be the face of the franchise, and I think we need an actual face of the franchise, and that'd be our leader on the field, not a coach.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
So it'll have to be a successful quarterback, a successful veteran then that we bring in.
You start bringing the Las Vegas fan. You start getting people from the Bay, from LA, to start coming to Vegas and paying these high ass prices. If you have a high end quarterback, you immediately change shit around. You change home field. All of a sudden, you have home field advantage. So nobody want to go over there and see Derek Carr fucking suck and miss wide open receivers.
oh,
Let's face it. I haven't went to a game, and it wasn't because I didn't love the Raiders. It's because I'm not paying for that shit.
Yeah.
$1,000 a ticket, fuck that.
Oh, I bought tickets in 2019 to the Raiders Colts game, and we had just been playing so absolutely piss poor. I just ate that money and didn't go.
Oh,
Well, the money that we got, the ticket prices for Las Vegas right now, we gotta make that money back from the stadium and all that. You know what I mean? So that'll be a little bit before it settles down.
yeah, but you also, I mean, dude, you're gonna have wrestling events. You're gonna have concerts. You had the Pac-12 championship. You're gonna have the national championship. That stadium's gonna be making money.
Oh
You
yeah.
know that's not a big deal. The stadium's gonna make money. Vegas can house anybody. You can have any. It's gonna have the Super Bowl there. It's gonna be in the Super Bowl cycle.
UFC is gonna sell it out multiple times.
Yes, yeah. That's. I'm not worried about the stadium making money. I'm worried about having a home field advantage. I'm worried about turning that town into an actual Raider town. You mean like
Yeah.
Well, it's a cycle though, because here's the thing: the more money for the team, the better the draft capital, not the draft capital, but the free agent market, and then the free agent market betters the team, and if the team starts winning, Las Vegas fans get behind it.
yeah,
Yeah.
be able to convert salaries into signing bonuses and things like that. You're I mean that's how the Saints stay out of salary hell. The Rams, everybody else. I mean those are benefits of having money.
Yeah.
Do y'all want to bring Mayock back next year?
Fuck no. Fuck no.
No, I think we need a president that knows what the fuck they doing, man.
I really
agree.
like Louis Riddick. I really like Louis
No, I do not want Louis Riddick.
Why?
There's a reason why Louis Riddick is not in the NFL. There's a reason. There's a reason.
A lot of people in the NFL are saying that he should be.
Oh, okay. I don't want him. I want somebody from a winning franchise. I want somebody who knows what they're doing.
who has proven it.
But who's available?
And somebody that ain't from the organization in the past. You know what I mean? Because we keep going back to that.
Yeah, nobody from the Raiders. No, get the fuck away from that shit.
We need that new
It ain't
style
working.
of football. We need that new style of football that the Bengals are playing, that the Bills are playing, that all these successful teams are playing. And we need to just kind of, create a new culture over here.
Yeah.
I agree, Sean. But
I would say Louis Riddick would be more of a pro guy, president or GM.
Yeah, that would work too.
That's the role. That's the role for him. If you want to bring in a former Raider and bring in Louis Riddick, that would be the role for him. But let's be honest, Monday Night Football is probably the single sweetest gig he could have ever hoped to score.
Yeah.
And he's honestly, I wouldn't give that gig up if I had it.
So
it would just be silly.
Who's the experienced winning GM that's available that you guys would want to get?
Okay, if you're gonna get the experienced GM and bring him in, you're gonna have to make him vice president, like John Dorsey, Scott McCloughan. You're gonna have to give them a VP job. Let them bring in their own GM, then hire their own coach.
And you do need a team president. You're gonna have to start. You're gonna have to start there too. There's a
Yeah.
natural hierarchy thing that has to happen. You got to get your team president, then you got to get your general manager, then you got to get your head coach. Now we all have ideas on who we want to bring in for head coach, but you have to establish that precedent because that's the only way that things are going to change. When you go about your hiring and you do it out of order, you get situations like the ones we find ourselves in, where the
Yeah.
coach goes, now everything is helter skelter because the coach was the one that was running everything. Now
Yeah.
we don't have Belichick over here. That shit ain't gonna work. A lot of almost every single team that's done that has all failed because it's too much work for one person to have to do.
Yeah.
There's just not enough time in the day.
I agree. Um,
Dog, as
there
much
needs,
as we
there needs to be
as much as
something.
we love these guys, Tim Brown and Woodson, that's what exactly what I'm saying. Bringing back these guys that were involved in the organization is a bad move. It's what we've been doing.
I don't think Tim Brown or Charles Woodson can relate to Faison or fucking Brian Edwards. I mean they were great since they fucking fell out. You know what I'm saying? Their
Right.
first time they tippy toed on the football field, they was so much better than the good
Oh,
players. I
oh,
mean,
yeah.
they can't relate. You
Woodson
know,
as a high school senior was better than Faison right now.
you know what I mean? They can't relate. I mean,
Right.
everybody keeps saying, "Oh, Tim Brown's going to coach the team."
No,
That
I
would
don't
Why,
be
want
the
that.
why would he
single
want
dumbest
to?
thing ever.
Like it, and once again, you're talking about a man with no experience. So you ask, who would you bring in to be the team president? You need a guy, and I don't know names off to tell you right there. Let me just put that out there now. But what you need to do is you need to start talking to guys around different organizations and find out who's upcomer, who's ready to get that shot. Now the NFL puts out a list and it circulates it to every team. So whenever you see the Raiders make these terrible hiring choices, it's not because they didn't have the opportunity to interview somebody better. It's that once again they either knew that they were smart and that this guy was going to be able to do something like this, or they were being cheap and decided not to pay the guy that they needed to pay and
Yeah,
allow
we've been
him to
cheap
get
plenty.
that he and allow him to get the things that he needed to do to be better. One
That's
of
how
the things,
motherfuckers like Dennis Allen end up coaching your team.
but what so Mark went that route and he made sure all the assistants were well paid. And the problem that he ran into was that his head coach refused to be aggressive, call plays aggressively enough to maintain consistent winning.
Ain't
That's
it just,
where he was.
ain't it just the weirdest shit that you would think by Gruden's personality he'd be the most aggressive fucking play caller on earth, and then you just see his play calling is just the polar opposite of who he is as a person.
Which is pretty insane. Or more importantly, you think about this team of talent that you have right here. And I'm gonna throw one name at you, and a lot of people and some people have said this already, and I know am I insinuating bringing him back, but I'm just thinking in terms of an offensive mind. You look at this personnel and think what Hugh Jackson could have done with them.
I never wanted to get rid of Hugh Jackson when
I
he was
didn't
the
want to
coach.
get rid of I didn't want to get rid of Hugh Jackson either until I heard what he was that about him trying to snatch power behind the scenes and all the other stuff he was doing.
I
Yeah,
didn't hear about
he was
that.
trying to
I
Al
was
Davis
probably
that
too young
shit.
at the time to pay attention to all
Yeah, well, that makes sense. But
that.
No, he was trying to Al Davis the shit. You know,
he was
he
trying to
thought he
Davis.
was the new GM.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, if we get a president, we need a financial specialist who can bring in a GM who has talent scouts behind him, who can recognize talent. And I think that's where we start from there, like that.
Where do you think we would be if the Gruden and Mayock thing never happened? If we stuck with Del Rio and Reggie McKenzie?
so
I don't
you
like
could
Del
have
Rio.
The whole team would have quit on him.
they did quit on him. You could have stuck with Reggie. You could have stuck with Reggie, and I think that you would have been okay. So when you the one common denominator to those two regimes is Derek Carr. Now, for all that Derek Carr did, all that Derek Carr was, we could also turn around and look at a lot of those same Reggie teams and say if Derek had performed better in 2017, are we having the same conversations about Reggie that we ultimately did? Now, we thought
Probably
that
not.
Mike Mayock was going to come out. Mike Mayock is this all end all to be all, the guru draft guru, and it turns out that Reggie McKenzie drafted better talent than Mike Mayock did.
Yep.
Hey, I'll say this: out of those 6 first rounders we just had, we would have hit on at least 2.
Three,
At least 2.
at
2
least
would have been
two for
hits.
sure. Two for sure would have been hits. Because
We
Yes.
probably
one thing we would have had Devin White for sure. One thing that Reggie was absolutely good at doing was taking the best player available at the time. That's how Khalil Mack
I
fell
mean,
into traps, and so did Amari Cooper. And Reggie, to his credit, didn't try to outthink it. Just went ahead and swooped them right up.
yeah, Devin White and CD Lamb would probably both be Raiders right now.
The Raiders.
And and I don't like fucking Del Rio because this motherfucker was the one that lied to Mark Davis talking about this other guy in the organization was doing some shady shit. And Mark
Downey.
Davis ended up getting rid of. You know what I mean? Like so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Musgrave and Downey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
It's funny because now people are talking about Todd Downey being a head coach now.
I don't know, bro. Really? That's the first time I've ever heard that shit.
No, people are talking about him for a head coach coming up next year.
Tennessee's offense has looked good at times, and he's
Yeah.
managed to make it work with a running back and a receiver and a half. They traded his tight end away. The Titans are hurting without Jonnu Smith. That was bad. I didn't understand how they fixed themselves to let that one go. But
send Waller's ass over there and get a couple first rounds.
Yeah, and I forgot about Rod Woodson. He quit too because of Del Rio, because he's trying to tell his backs what to do. And you got a linebacker over here, Del Rio, ex-linebacker, trying to tell a all-pro, you know what I mean, Rod Woodson, how to coach his DBs. It's just, it's crazy, man. Like
The problem with Rod Woodson was that the players were there before him, and he left before the players left. You know what I mean?
Well, he got into it with fucking Del Rio because of, you know what I mean, he tried to control the way he coached his DBs.
Well, that he got into it with Bruce Irvin too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Hearing Rod Woodson's name just makes me pissed. He's a whole bit.
That he is.
every NFL coach is, right? Every
NFL coach is an ego.
Coach and player. If anybody in the NFL has an ego, you can't make it in the NFL if you don't.
I think Derek Carr is about the only one who doesn't have an ego, and if he did, he'd probably be a lot better.
He has a huge ego. Matter of fact, have you heard this name, Benny Bonsignor?
Yeah,
that's all he does is stroke his fucking ego. What are you talking about? Derek Carr has a huge fucking ego.
I think Derek Carr have more of an ego. He'd probably fucking be saving his own job right now.
That fool's just a liar, bro. I'm sick of seeing his press conferences, man.
Hey, it's all on me. I did. Blame it all on me.
Just back up the truck, open the hatch.
That's a lot of losses on you, bro.
Yep.
53 and 69.
I mean, after a while, you got to be like, it was his fault, man. It wasn't on me this time.
Right? Right?
You got to call somebody out
like,
at some point.
Right. At some point, I'm like, listen, some people just handle losing way better than I do, obviously. Because if I had lost as he did, I'd probably be you would have seen me doing what Nelson Aguilar did, walking down the whole line, punking everybody. Like,
you fucking suck. You fucking suck.
All of you, I dare wouldn't step and say something.
Hey, we should have a game. I want to see how many times he goes with his fucking chin strap tomorrow. How many times does that happen tomorrow?
Oh
You know,
man,
he takes out it very aggressively, like a quarter of the way, and then he just slows it down.
that usually happens after the interceptions. So I hope not too many.
Or he doesn't pick up a third down, throws for, 2 yards
Or
behind the line of scrimmage on third and eight.
runs to the sideline and it throws it away.
Or he does it where he puts his little arm out. I don't know why he does that, dude.
Derek
He
Carr
was
starting to
so
look like
sad.
Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler went to the playoffs.
He did. And Jay Cutler played in December and November.
Oh no, did he make it to the NFC Championship game and then quit on his team?
But you know what? He got there.
He got there.
If we went to the AFC Championship, I would shut up about Derek Carr for at least a year or two.
You know what drives me crazy too? We're comparing quarterbacks, right? A lot of people in Raider Nation, they say that Derek Carr is the best Raider quarterback we've ever had, comparing to Kenny Stabler, Tim Plunkett, and Rich Gannon. When we've seen these guys do more things successfully as far as Super Bowls, AFC Championships, Super Bowl.
I think he's probably the second best quarterback we've had talent-wise.
I mean, they're just going off of yards at this point. That's pretty much what they're going off.
And I mean, touchdown to interception ratio is better than Stabler and Plunkett and LaMonica, but Stabler and Plunkett, I mean, they had squads. They
had a Hall of Fame squad.
Yeah, DC. Okay, of all the shit we're talking, DC's not a terrible fucking quarterback. He's just not getting the fucking job done.
No, but you got to think too. Before 2002, before we had Jerry Rice, we had the 2000 season when we went to the Baltimore Ravens AFC Championship.
Rich Gannon's the best.
He got hurt by Siragusa, and in the Tuck Rule game, we didn't have Jerry Rice then in those 2 years.
No, Rich Gannon's the best quarterback we've had.
We had James Jett.
Behind.
We had James Jett and Tim Brown. Tim Brown, he's a legend, of course.
Yeah, but if you're talking about right now, if I can put Carr, Stabler, Plunkett out on the field, I'm going to take Carr.
You're going to take Carr?
I'm going to take the Lombardi trophies, my G.
The only one I take over Carr is Gannon. I'm Stabler and Plunkett had Hall of Famers all around them.
You also have to understand Stabler was throwing it 15 times a game, where Derek Carr's throwing it 40 to 50 times a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tim Brown and Rice are Hall of Famers.
And not only that, but Kenny Stabler was getting hit. He was getting fucking mollywop.
Yeah,
but Stabler and Plunkett weren't putting up the numbers Gannon was, even with their Hall of Famers.
They were throwing 15 times a game.
Yeah, and not throwing as many times a game.
And throwing about equal interceptions to touchdowns.
Terry Bradshaw, Broadway Jones, Terry Bradshaw, they all pretty much did the same thing.
Yeah, the quarterbacks just weren't as good back then as they are now. Period.
Well, I mean, a lot of these guys in junior high school have their own quarterback coach. You know what I mean? So they've been doing this a lot longer than other guys. I mean, a lot of these guys played baseball until they figured out they weren't going to make it, and then went into football back then. But a lot of these guys now, they have quarterback coaches in junior high. And, they're playing football year round. It's not the same game.
And you compare the football IQ to from Gannon to Carr. You look at the IQ, like the well-rounded quarterback that he was, versus just the yards that Derek Carr has put up, and you know what I mean, like that. Like I was saying earlier, passing balls really is not the only thing that would make a quarterback. There's all these different things that makes a quarterback, and Carr can throw a ball definitely, but he lacks in all these other things like his eyes, like his footwork in the pocket, how he handles pressure, all these different things that he lacks in. Rich Gannon did not, and so
Gannon. I would take Gannon. I would take Gannon first. Phil, would you right now, if you could put Stabler or Plunkett on the field instead of Carr, would you?
I mean, they're old though.
Stabler, yes.
Yeah.
Plunkett. Let's be honest. Let's be honest and have a real honest conversation.
You gonna do it, bro? You gonna do it?
Let's have a real honest conversation about Jay.
He's not a Hall of Famer. He's not a Hall
Bill
of
Belichick
Famer.
had 2 great years coming off the bench.
Because remember, he lost his starting job to Mark Wilson after he won the Super Bowl.
Immediately after he won the Super Bowl, both years.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Those dudes had Hall of Fame defenses, everything. There's not much better than the '70s Raiders. There's not a lot of room to get better than that.
No,
You
it's
got
not.
us and the Steelers.
But at the same time, your quarterback still had to execute.
I
That's
Jim Plunkett won 2 Super Bowls. Yes, he did. He very much did. The problem is he didn't have a good career in New England. He didn't have a good career in San Francisco, and he sat on the bench for the Raiders for a long time. And he was only put in after Pastorini got hurt and after Mark Wilson got benched.
And I mean, you
And
realize
he
you can have a
lost it.
DB out there drop kicking motherfuckers in the face back then. I don't know if the quarterback had to execute like he does now.
You know,
or flat out paralyzing dudes.
Tatum.
Yeah.
yep.
Let's be real. Do you see today's wide receivers going across the middle in the '70s?
Hell no.
No.
Matter of fact, you don't see him going across the middle like they used to do in the 2000s. I mean, T.O. used to live in the fucking middle, fucking and chew up DBs, chew up
Oh no.
DBs.
Oh no, he wouldn't want no part of them DBs from back in the '90s. Let's forget about
No. The Atwater, I mean
'90s.
Atwater, no.
Atwater, Darnell Lake, Troy
Yeah,
Polamalu. He wouldn't want no part of that.
I seen him give Troy. I'm a SC fan. I seen him give Troy the business. So yeah, I mean if he didn't see him, yeah, I give him that. Troy will knock your ass off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't think that the quarterbacks had to be as good then as they do now. This defenses
No,
could literally beat the shit out of your offense.
no, but everything is geared towards the quarterback's
Yeah.
protection, who they're throwing the ball to,
Which is why I
everything.
say that's why if you could take a quarterback who was cream of the crop when all things were equal, just all things everything went. You could use stick 'em, you could mug a guy all the way up until the time the ball got there. I mean,
Mel
all
Blunt.
things were equal. If you take a quarterback from back of hell, look at think about what Dan Marino could do with the set of rules that they have right now.
Yeah.
Think about what the West Coast offense would have done if DBs were forced to play 5 to 7 yards off the ball every play,
Yeah.
Can't touch him.
and you
Can't
can't touch
touch
them.
him.
They would carve these boys up like nobody's business.
Yeah. Yeah. No argument there.
Hell, I mean, what? Not till the mid 2000s did they even start enforcing that 5 yard rule, that Mel
Yeah,
Blunt rule. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Used to be you could be able to put your hands on a guy all the way down the field.
I think no, I think in the early 2000s, I think people were doing it up to 10 yards when it was supposed to be five, but like
Up at
I
what
mean,
it
they used
was
to fucking hit receivers at
yeah.
that 10 yard marker, though. I mean, you come across the middle, you're getting hit by a fucking safety or a linebacker. It was a lot different. It was a lot different back then.
No, without a doubt, without a doubt. Um, but so that's what I would still go with Snake, and honestly, that was a unifier of the team in NFL. And then Gannon was great, but he didn't quite have the deep arm to go with the type of receivers that we have now. Because he was only good for about 35 yards down the field, and that was about the extent of his arm.
Yeah.
Hey, thank God, Jay. Thank God.
Right on. Oh, yeah, right on.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Good news. Where's Jones at?
He was at the bar.
The boy
So
likes to
Damn,
drink.
he out there. He out there driving around in the Durango.
the Durango.
Durango. He's got to be out there
Hey,
just,
he's running from the Clintons right now.
you know what I'm saying, with the bulletproof windows. Bulletproof windows.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And so basically, he has a Hemi with a smaller one, two missing cylinders.
Yo, better leave my partner alone.
uh, he just fucking call me later tonight. Fuck you.
I've been watching the whole time, motherfucker.
uh, uh, I've been wearing my sunglasses all night.
Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, so in terms about getting ready to wrap this up, but in terms of winning tomorrow, they have to incorporate all available 46 men on the active roster and to make it into their plan to work. If they got to rotate guys in at quarterback, they need to do it. If they need to rotate guys in at running back, they need to do it. If they need to spread the ball out to all their wide receivers and use them all, they need to do it. But
And
what they
Max and Yannick got to get to Patty.
absolutely, and so does Phylon, and Solomon Thomas.
Yeah.
You need more stout. You need more stout, and it's not necessarily that the front line needs to be more stout against run because that's not the problem. The issue is the cutback lanes in the zone blocking scheme, and the running backs are watching film and keying on that exclusively. If you go back and you look at that game against Washington, look at Antonio Gibson's head. He is always looking directly back at that cutback. That in fact he was just waiting for it to open up once it did, in the Raiders defense, once it opens up a little bit, it's just like
Off for the races.
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
that is something that is something that other teams have picked up off of film and are keying on. And the long and the short is that it's not going to get any better because now you're looking at a whole new crop of linebackers. So
Yeah.
God only
And,
knows
and
how bad this is going to be.
we got Jonathan Taylor and the Colts coming soon. Not looking
yeah.
forward to that one.
You fucking bum! You just wanted to just. I was getting out of this feeling. I
Depress,
was somewhat lively, and he's talking about we got the Colts coming up with Jonathan Taylor. I was just like, wow.
and Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb with Cleveland.
Listen, I'm not as worried about Cleveland. Jonathan Taylor is just fucking killing it. And what's crazy to me is that as good as Jonathan Taylor was, he was still playing second fiddle to King Henry
By about 300 yards.
by
yeah.
a healthy margin, not
Yeah.
no little bit either.
It took a month for him to catch Henry after Henry got hurt.
Yeah,
Isn't Henry still in the lead?
no,
No, Jonathan Taylor just took over
he
like a week
just
or
Okay.
two. Yeah, that game's gonna be a lot of fun.
uh,
All right, hey, so what's your guys' score predictions for tomorrow?
It's 34-21 Kansas City. My optimistic one is 42-0 Raiders. Let's go Raiders.
there you go.
Shit, I don't even like giving predictions, to be honest, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give mine. I'm gonna say we have 4 field goals and 1 touchdown.
19 points. Okay.
Yeah, and it'll be a close game until the fourth quarter.
40-17. Come on, Mikey.
Mikey G's got 40-17 KC.
That's excessive.
I got 45
God
to.
damn. Why don't you just say a lot to a little?
17.
Hey, but we did re-sign the real DC, right?
The
Yeah, if we go
Mariota
out, if we go out,
We
point
signed
totals.
the real DC.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's
go with a lot to a
awesome.
little. I'm gonna go with a
if we
lot.
don't put up 20 points tomorrow, Mariota's got to be starting the next game.
Every time we lose, we don't even put up 20 points.
Ain't nobody got the balls to fucking. That's the problem with Derek Carr. Ain't nobody got the balls to bench you. Who's gonna do it besides you?
Hey, Rich, you're right, bro. I think the coaches are scared of him.
They are.
I don't, and once
He's
again,
going to give them a stern
I don't
talking
understand
to, use
how.
a lot of gosh darns and dang it. And
All right, Mikey G said they're gonna sit him
When?
tomorrow.
after he throws his third interception at the second quarter.
So
That or
so
his
it's funny
armpits, right?
that you say that because I got a rule whenever I play Madden. So when I got this rule when I play Madden that if Derek Carr throws 2 interceptions, he gets yanked. Soon as he throws, because at least by the second interception, if I yank him, then I'll still have a shot to come back. But
Yeah,
once you start getting into 3 and more, it's over.
it's over.
Funny thing is, it ain't ever him. It's Derek Carr. Hey, Robson had nothing to do with it, right?
Hey, and I don't even expect Mariota to be better, but at least let's see him throw the ball a little bit too.
What I expect is that you're going to have basically equal on the passing because he equaled Carr the day he came in, but when he gets in trouble,
It's a pass Carr.
you don't just have a lame duck sitting there taking a sack or running out of bounds or throwing it away. You got someone who can make something out of nothing.
Didn't he have like 280 yards passing and over 100 yards rushing?
He had almost
88
100
yards,
yards, I believe.
88 yards rushing, and then I think it was
Okay.
like 90 yards passing or 188 yards passing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the thing with Mariota that nobody's gonna tell you, and nobody but me. And the impact that is going to be made is going to have nothing to do with the position itself, but it's going to have with everybody around him.
They're gonna get excited.
When Mariota comes in, everybody's going to get excited. There's going to be energy, and they're going to rally around. You can say, "Oh, the guys are going to do that for Carr," or no.
No, they ain't.
There will be a palpable difference that you will be able to see through your TV screen, and because you'll be able to see through the TV screen, won't do justice to how much people in the crowd will be able to feel it.
Yeah.
Because when he came in against the Chargers, the mood changed. When
Yes,
he's
it did.
come in this year, the mood's changed. The offense has picked up. Shit has happened, whether he's touched the ball or he hasn't. And I would expect that if he's going to be there every play, there are going to be some ups, there's going to be some downs, but you're going to get a lot better effort out of everybody else around him than you have been with Carr.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they can't even say that they get excited when Carr's on the field because it's week 14 already.
It's clear that they don't. That it would just be all cap. It'd be all cap.
The whole team comes out flat every single week.
Yeah. You could just look to the scope of the plays right now. I mean, when Mariota comes out, shit happens. Why does it happen? Because we do something different. Because we believe that if you give him a gap, he can take it the distance.
Yeah, everybody was so happy about that Cowboys game. I didn't even like how we played in the Cowboys game.
I would.
We scored too many field goals.
I just think we're lucky Anthony Brown doesn't know how to fucking play DB.
Oh yeah.
And Zay got away with one, so it's funny that everybody's crying about the call that he didn't get last week, when everybody was mums the word on the call that they let slide when he grabbed dude by the back of his helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They deserve it. They deserve that shit though for never calling it on Max, man, for never letting Max get a hold of it.
But at the same time, dude, why would you let the games get to the point where you want to depend on the fucking ref?
Because that's the only time the Raiders win is when it's a fucking heart attack.
You know, dude, it's got to be utter domination, dude. You know what? Let's beat them. Let's beat the refs. Let's beat the fucking league. Let's get it fucking done. You
Yeah.
know. I mean, hey, but Jim Harbaugh did take his team to the playoffs, bro. You
I
know.
wouldn't mind. I
And
wouldn't
if
mind
they win
Harbaugh.
that, he's not leaving. Hey, you're not
He's
gonna
not
be
going to
able.
leave, but
Mark Davis can't compete with Michigan.
No,
what do
And
y'all
the
think
Michigan,
about?
no, you can't.
Michigan boosters, he's not going anywhere. In fact, they're about to. He's already getting paid a shit ton, and that deal's about to get ripped up. He about to get a new one.
Yeah.
What do you guys
What do
think
you guys
about
think
the
about
Ryan
Rex
brothers?
Ryan?
Oh,
As a
Um,
coordinator,
yeah, as a coordinator, I don't think either one of them should be head coaches. Rex, I don't. I've argued that this team should be running the 3-4 defense, but they don't have the defensive front to
We don't have the
run a three.
personnel to do that. Yeah.
No.
I couldn't see Max standing up playing linebacker.
You
I mean, you
definitely
could
I
don't want to
probably
see him.
I
maybe
sure
see
can see him
Solomon
as a
Thomas
fluid
do
tech
it.
I don't
though.
want to see him dropping back in coverage. That's
You
for
could
sure.
Ever.
probably see the Solomon Thomas do it.
Yeah,
Maybe. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yannick didn't even do good when he was a 3-4 in Jacksonville.
That's because some guys only move forward,
Yep.
which is another one of Jonathan Abrams' issues.
Yeah.
He's been better. He's been better at coverage, but ideally you don't want to see him doing more than
I,
covering a flat or
Brother, you
swinging.
mean
I
hidden
swear
in
to God,
coverage.
we need to put him at
Hidden in
outside
coverage.
linebacker.
He's been hidden in coverage. That's what he's been. Because every time it's first down or touchdown with Jonathan Abram.
Yeah. He should be an outside linebacker. Like they should do what Dallas does with Keanu Neal.
Gee, was good.
Harbaugh with
Jesus
no car
Christ, bro.
crash. I don't know, man. If you can handle fucking Gruden, I think you can handle Harbaugh.
I don't know if that's the move. He made it work in Michigan. I didn't want him. I didn't want him before this good year in Michigan. I still don't want him. I think that they need to go in a different direction. Um, I would like to see them poach somebody from either Tampa Bay or Kansas City, maybe even Buffalo.
Do you think
I,
that Eric Bieniemy is even an option, or you think Mark Davis is going to be like, nah?
So I believe it's Marcel Reese is in it. Is been made overtures towards Mark Davis. I wasn't there, but they got to do something. They got to look what's available, and that would be what Al would do. Al would look to one of these organizations and try to steal their top guy or one of their top guys, whoever was the smart guy over there.
Yeah, Bieniemy was my number one choice as soon as Gruden went, but then I heard what happened with him in his past, and I'm like, damn, I don't see the Raiders bringing him in.
Yeah, I was gonna say my number one would probably be from Buffalo.
Brian Dable.
Yeah, but I think Nathaniel Hackett, and I'll keep beating this drum. I think Nathaniel Hackett is his pedigree. He's the offensive coordinator over there in Green Bay. I think my only problem with him is the whole Jordan Love thing that he hasn't developed very well. And it may just be Jordan Love, but I think Nathaniel Hackett is another up and comer that may be in the mix.
I don't
I
think
don't
Aaron
think
Rodgers
Jordan
is
Love
giving that
is
kid a
enough
lick of
time.
help
Yeah,
either.
he's not getting enough time
No.
to practice.
Hey, so how much do you guys think actually Bieniemy and Leftwich are actually doing on their teams?
I
As far
think
as like,
Leftwich
Bieniemy's doing a lot.
Leftwich is doing a lot. According to he's
Bruce
running the
Arians.
whole offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's running the whole offense.
That offense poop though.
And regardless, and how much is the enemy's doing? What I heard him talk about most is coaching situational football. And the Raiders suck at situational football, and in a game of inches, that's what defines them is their situational football and attention to details in crucial situations. If he
Sucks.
doesn't do anything else but fix that, then he could be the quote unquote genius that the Raiders have been missing all these years. Not a guy to come out and revolutionize the offense or do anything, but to get them to be better when they have to be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the things that concerns me with Dabble is he gets a little conservative, bro, for my liking.
That's the
Just a
last thing I
little bit.
want is anybody fucking conservative. I'm done with that shit.
I want somebody who wants to marry everybody.
Huh?
Yes. Yes.
I want an offense that goes out there and chucks the fucking ball downfield and all that. I want
Let's
some
score
super
50 a
aggressive
game.
goals.
That's what I want.
Yep.
50 a game.
Somebody ready to light up the scoreboard and embarrass people.
Well, shit, Buffalo's been lighting it up 40-0 for multiple teams this year.
They got
In the
beat by
beginning of the year,
Yeah, I like Dable, but I don't know what's going on with them right now. That kind of scares me. Anything that has to do with a second half of the year collapse kind of scares me.
Well, they've had running game issues for the last couple years. It's been better than it has been with Singletary, but it's still not great. And then against the Patriots, they were severely handicapped by the weather.
yeah, not only that, but I mean, Belichick is still one of the best coaches in the league, and he has one of the best defenses in the league. It's hard to count Belichick out for shit.
And I think he also threw the ball, Allen. I think he threw the ball pretty good in the wind too, in that game.
Well, he's got a rocket
as well as he could.
As well as he could.
Yeah. And it wasn't his fault that his receiver dropped the ball or lost the ball that ended up hitting him in the hands in the end zone. Because he catches that pass, it's a completely different football game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, there's a list. There's about 5 coaches that I wouldn't be upset with us hiring. What I don't want to see is us go do the typical Raider shit. Everybody's talking about, oh, these coaches are great, and they're like, let's go hire this guy, the fucking special teams coordinator from the Dolphins. What?
Yeah, no.
No.
I just don't want to have a confused look on my face when they announce the new coach. I want to, for once, just be like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, let's do it.
You know what? I don't think it's going to be a special teams coordinator because, our interim coach is a special teams coordinator, and yeah, that fucking blows. So,
well, you know what I mean. They could probably get the guy who pumps up the balls at halftime and all that. They probably try to hire him.
Now, question: Ron Miles.
As a head coach, I'll take him as our D.
Would you consider him as for a D coordinator? Because he's due.
Yeah, definitely. He's earned that.
I would.
Yeah. I mean, because he already knows the guys. I think he would be a no-brainer.
Yeah.
That I would like to see what.
Love him too. So.
Yeah, I would like to see the new wrinkles he could put into the defense.
Yeah.
And you could keep the same players. Same structure of the defense, it's just new wrinkles. I'm sure he has some new wrinkles.
I really wish you wouldn't have got rid of Preston Butler. Having him and Miles would have been real nice.
That's another guy I would like as D coordinator.
Is he ready for D coordinator? Or is he ready to? I don't know.
I think he's ready. He's been doing it for a minute.
I'd rather have Miles, but yeah, I would put Butler there too.
Here's the thing, though, right? Defenses, they don't for everything to mold. It doesn't just take 1 year. You know what I mean? It takes maybe 1 or 2 to 3 years. And I think we should give Gus Bradley another year. You know what I mean? He's not the worst coach on his team.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen though.
He's got a 2 to 3 year contract, no?
It doesn't matter.
No, when the new coach comes in. Yeah.
Not when the new GM comes in. I think a new GM's at bare minimum, a new GM's coming in. You can't keep Mayock and then get a new coach and then next year get a new fucking GM.
No, you gotta clean the house and start over all together.
You know that GM's gonna want his fucking guy. Just like Reggie McKenzie didn't keep fucking Hugh, dude. He wanted his fucking guy.
Yep.
So I think right now, let's call it all good. New GM, new head coach, new quarterback. Let's get it
Starting
going.
like it's 2006.
Right?
4-13. Here we come.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
hey, man. Nah, fuck that. Let's go. Let's go. What that? What would that be? What 3-14? So we so
3-14.
we can
Andrew
so we can
Walter.
be a play for the first pick. You know?
I went to a fucking Monday Night Football game when Andrew Walter and Randy Moss were on our team. I was so fucking mad.
Yeah. So did I. So did I.
Oh
In
God.
San Diego at that.
I was in Seattle.
Okay.
Seahawks did it 16-0. Randy Moss. That was the game that Andrew Walter threw Randy Moss's direction, and it was kind of low, so Moss kicked the ball, put it in the air.
Man, at that point, Randy Moss, that was a business decision, bro.
He was done. He was like, "Get me the fuck up out of here."
Hey, Randy tried for a minute.
Lamont Jordan was nice though.
The Lamont Jordan was nice.
Yeah. One of my favorite renditions of Raider running backs. Really like his style. But we've been on for 2 hours, y'all, and I gotta do something other than talk to y'all.
Yeah, man, go take a shower.
Appreciate you having me on, brother.
Oh,
Roast of the host. Oh, shut up.
I've gotten you to do that, and Graf did that to me when I had made a crap. It's happened twice now.
But everybody, thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Please hit us with that unfiltered salute. Come back. Join us. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing some other after the game. I'd probably be in a horrible mood, even though I know they're gonna lose. So
we can all get on here and cry together. You know?
Usually like to yell and scream. But other than that, Sultan, let everybody know about your channel.
Yeah, you can check me out right there with the display name So Amir on YouTube. I'm probably gonna do my second show Tuesday, 12 a.m. Eastern time, so that'll be 9 Pacific. After the game, we're just gonna talk about the game and all that.
I'm gonna come subscribe to you, man.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna subscribe also.
Appreciate that, Rich.
Absolutely.
Right on. All right. Well then, everybody, Raider Nation, get ready, get prepared, keep the beer close by, the hard liquor for after the game. We'll try to get through this. Maybe I may show up and do a halftime show. Maybe that's probably what I'll do.
All right.
That this is the end of Unfiltered After Dark. Thank y'all for showing up, and I'll get at y'all next time.
All right, brother. You take it easy.
All right. Have a good night, you guys.
Fight on.